Good evening and welcome to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the 30th Annual Beach Ball Classic. The consolation championship game today, this morning or afternoon broadcast, versus the Wheeler Wildcats out of Marietta, Georgia, versus the Clark County Cardinals out of Winchester, Kentucky. Coming in 9-3 for Wheeler, 9-3 as well. I'm Tyler Watkins, joined by Van Coleman, one of the premier talent evaluators in the country. Van.
I'll tell you what, it's good to be with you, Tyler. And it might seem like morning to you. You're a little closer to maybe when you got up. I think I've been here. This seems like nighttime to me because I've been here 5 or 6 hours.
Well, we were here late last night and then go home and do some prep work and then back up and immediately back. So for me, it is morning. But a long day of broadcast for us. This kicks it off, and we'll go through the championship game tonight. Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it's you know, when you come to a tournament like this, you're gonna work. I do a lot of the color stuff. I work those games. I enjoy the heck out of it. But it is a long day sometimes, and then I have to do that writing when I get back to the hotel room at night. Sometimes it's, well, last night it was 2 o'clock in the morning before I got to sleep.
Well, as one of the premier evaluators in the country on talent and high school talent specifically, you have your own service. Tell us a little bit about that, Van.
Well, we're making a change. We're going to be starting in January. It will be called Hot 100 Hoops. We'll be changing from Hoop Masters. We've been Hoop Masters now for 7 or 8 years. We made a parting of the ways with the company that we were with, and now it will be Hot 100 Hoops. Our premise is we're going to cover the Hot 100 players that are coming next. In any season, we're always going to rate the top 100 players. In the senior class, probably the top 200. But what we do is we're going to cover the next group that everybody's going to be recruiting, and that we call the Hot 100. So we want to look to the future, always knowing that when guys commit, guys sign, there's always somebody else to be recruited. So the premise is Hot 100 Hoops. We're going to cover them from the preps to the pros. We're going to cover the NBA draft. We're going to look at the players in college, the next 100 players that might be the future stars tomorrow that everybody will be watching on all these sports centers around the country.
Hot100hoops.com is where you can find Van's information. All right, talk about these two teams, Wheeler Wildcats and Clark County Cardinals out of Winchester, Kentucky.
Well, both of them are very, very similar in the fact that they're both 9-3. They come into this game losing in the opening round. Tough losses. They were in both games. The Clark County Ball Club lost to Boys and Girls 51-39 in the opener, and of course Boys and Girls is playing tonight for the Beach Ball Classic Championship, one of the top 5 ranked teams in the country. And Wheeler in their opener lost a heartbreaker 61-60 to New York City Rice, who's going to be playing in the 5th place game, which will be coming up next. Both these teams primarily are 4-man offenses. It might be that 5th player that comes on the court that might make the difference in this game, because if somebody steps up outside these guys, I think that's going to be the difference maker. We're going to see 2 young players, one for Clark County and Vinny Zollo, the 6'9 post player, and Nigel Snipes, the 6'5 wing. They're both going to be going to Western Kentucky. And then for the folks here in the local area, there's a young man playing for Marietta Wheeler, KK Simmons, who's going to be going to UNC Wilmington. So those are players that are going to be very, very prevalent, I think, in the future in their 2 home states. So the folks back in Kentucky, going to be a challenge between 2 guys that are going to be playing college basketball in Kentucky, at Western Kentucky, and here locally, UNC Wilmington, KK Simmons. And I'll tell you what, he was phenomenal shooting the basketball yesterday.
Well, KK Simmons has certainly drawn a lot of attention here for the Wheeler Wildcats, but another man we can talk about, Charles Mitchell.
Charles Mitchell, big, strong, 6'6". They say 6'6". I think he's more like 6'7", about 240 pounds on the inside. Guy that's mobile, great hands, knows how to play the post, really has a high basketball IQ. Last couple games, 20-10, 25-13. He's a guy that gets it done, and he's very, very efficient for them. I think he's a young man who down the road I think is going to be a tremendous college player. Right now he's in my top 100 juniors, and I think that based on his performance here, might sneak up there getting close to that top 50.
Well, you know, at the Beach Ball Classic, a lot of kids come in here that are unheralded, but they make a name for themselves. One kid in particular, Chris Longoria, I thought has played rather well during this tournament.
You know, 6'3" senior who really hasn't had a whole lot of looks, but he's been very, very consistent. 12 points, 6 assists, 11 points, 5 assists. One of those kids that gets it done. Tremendous defender. One of the quickest set of hands I've ever seen.
Well, the starting lineups are coming for both of these teams in just a moment. In the earlier contest, North Myrtle Beach fell to Father Henry Carr. 67-62 was the final score there. Still, we've got the 5th place game after this one today. 3rd place game follows, and then the championship at 7:30 p.m. tonight. That will also be broadcast, tape delayed, on Fox Sports. Time now to turn it over to the public address announcer for tonight's starting lineups. turn the music off, please.
Now let's meet the starting lineup for the Wheeler Wildcats. At a guard position, a 5'8" junior wearing number 3, Derek Evans. At a guard position, a 6'3" senior wearing number 11, Chris Longoria. At a guard position, a 6'3" senior wearing number 14, Kareem Simmons. On the wing, a 6'5" senior wearing number 21, Nigel Snipes. And at forward, a 6'6" junior wearing number 50, Charles Mitchell. Head coach of the Wildcats is Doug Lipscomb, assisted by Mario Mays and Greg Mitchell. Their hosts are Jim and Tammy Church. They bring a record of 6-3 into this contest. Now let's meet the starting lineup for the Clark County Cardinals. At a guard position, a 6'1" junior wearing number 11, Bopper Stencil. At a guard position, a 5'9" senior wearing number 12, Hakeem Moore. At a guard position, a 6'4" senior wearing number 21, Robbie Stenzel. At a forward position, a 6'9" senior wearing number 41, Vinny Zollo. And in the center, a 6'4" senior wearing number 44, Corey Rogers. Head coach of the Cardinals is Scott Humphrey, assisted by Robbie Graham and Larry Allison. They are hosted this year by Rick Smith.
2 16-minute halves here at the Beach Ball Classic in Myrtle Beach, designed to speed play up just a little bit. And you see Wheeler getting a little excited out mid-court.
Well, you know, they have their pregame ritual, and they go through it and make sure that they're ready mentally to play the basketball game. I think that's part of the preparation. You know, one of the keys in this game, I think, today, Tyler, is going to be Jalen Daniel off the bench for Winchester County, Clark County. He's been a guy who has really done a great job coming in with 16 points, 15 points in the last 2 games. That consistency has got them where they're at back here in the consolation final.
Jumping for Clark County is Corey Rogers. On the far side, Nigel Snipes. Quickly up with it is Chris Longoria. Now, Clark County moving right to left, gets it into the hands of Robbie Stencil. 6'4" senior wingman, point guard for Clark County. Swinging around the arc now. Inside for Corey Rogers. Up. Good. Picks up the foul.
You know what, Corey is a big horse around that basket. He's a power guy who uses those big shoulders that he has. Matter of fact, I'd say he looks like he might play a little football.
He does indeed. So a couple of big men, at least in this one. Corey Rogers, 6'4" and 230 maybe, 240 somewhere along
I'd say 240, 245.
Yep, and on the other side, Charles Mitchell, 6'7", at least 250. A lot of muscle on both of these players. Derek Evans, guarded by Moore. Hakeem Moore from Clark County. And they call a foul away from the ball?
No, they call 5 seconds.
I see.
It's been one of the prevalent calls here that there's been an emphasis on it, that if you don't break the plane to the shoulder, they're going to call that 5 seconds.
Well, I don't think I've ever seen such an emphasis on it because they really do start counting almost immediately. And it seems, I guess the rule technically is you've got to be within an arm's length. Is that correct, Van?
Yeah, it's actually. I think it actually is 4 feet.
Okay.
But they call it off the arm's length, and the reason they call it off the arm's length is because that's the easiest way for the official to see it.
Mm-hmm. Derek Evans, 3-point shot on the way. That one bounces off the iron. Injured player down for Clark County. That's Hakeem Moore squirming around in front of the broadcast booth, and there's a great shot of that.
Boy, he is hurting too.
It's hard to tell. He's sort of wiggling both legs.
Yeah, until they turn him over and we find out what it is. But he's definitely in pain.
Or faking.
I think maybe he might have had one of those injuries we don't like to talk about.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't faking. I probably shouldn't have said that, but he did hop up rather quickly and just walk right off. That's a good thing, actually.
Well, sometimes you just have to check and make sure all things are in place.
Clark County now. Robbie Stencil. Zollo to the right wing. Daniel inside the three-point line is good.
And I said he's a key guy off the bench, and right away he pops the jumper And maybe it's just that he doesn't start well, that they bring him off the bench, and they want to see what the other team is going to do, putting in 2 ball handlers. But this young man, I think, has got a chance to play college basketball in the Division I level.
Well, they quickly do bring him off the bench just a minute and a half into this contest. Mitchell, top of the key, heavily guarded by Zollo. Around the arc now, Chris Longoria. Guarded by Stenzel. Longoria in the lane. Fake outside, up off the glass, good.
I'll tell you what, the more I watch him, the more he impresses with the things he does. He makes great decisions, and he's got a quickest set of hands on defense. You watch in this game, he'll get a couple picks.
Clark County, cross-court pass for Daniel. Three-pointer on the way, and that one's good. 5-point lead now for Clark County, 7-2, 13:51 left in the first half.
5 points for Mr. Daniel. He is the difference.
Evans to the left corner now for Nigel Snipes. Back out to Evans. Derek Evans, the 5'8" junior, guarded by Jalen Daniel. KK Simmons just inside the three-point line. There's your man. Back up with it is Chris Longoria.
Tell you what, he's kind of an all-purpose guy. He does a little bit of everything.
And he hustles. Corey Rogers to Zollo. Back to Rogers. Spin, dribble, baby hook, and that one falls. But before it does, they call a walk.
I'd have to see that one again. It was hard to tell. He got bumped just as he was getting ready to put it up and got him a little off balance, but he's so strong he can finish those.
While you're watching this broadcast, take a minute, open up a new tab on your browser and visit myrtlebeach.com. That's the URL, visit myrtlebeach.com. Take a look at all the offerings here in the Grand Strand area. Still listen to our broadcast and take a look at the entertainment, golf courses, and the beauty of the Grand Strand area.
No doubt about it, is one of the finest vacation places in America, if not the world. I just enjoy coming here. We used to bring the kids here all the time when they were younger, and it's a great place for people to come. And I've been coming here for 25 years, Tyler. There's a reason. It's a great place to come to see, to visit, and the people down here, the hospitality is phenomenal.
Charles Mitchell picking up the foul on the inbounds pass. Turnover to Clark County now. Stenzel on the run, gets his own rebound. Back to his brother, Booper Stenzel. Is it Bopper Stenzel?
I think he's the big bopper.
Okay. Everybody deserves a good nickname. Chris Longoria. Longoria, three on the way. No good, brought down by Robbie Stenzel. Stenzel quickly ahead to Zollo. And he broke it! The glass shattered on the dunk. Man, we haven't seen that in probably 10 years at the Beach Ball Classic.
Matter of fact, that's one of those things that you just do not expect to happen anymore because of the way the baskets have the ability to go sideways, both up and down, and here it comes.
Here's the replay.
Everybody
Vinny
wants to see this. Here it comes.
With the break. Wow. Starts raining glass. Look at that. You know, I thought Charles Mitchell may break that glass a few nights ago, but Vinny Zollo has done it.
Yeah, matter of fact, Mitchell had that one where we thought we were going to lose the clock and everything because it was going back and forth. Maybe that weakened it a little bit.
Well, immediately the Beach Ball Classic committee members jump up and start hitting the telephones. Find somebody with a backboard. Might be a slight delay here in Myrtle Beach. Cell phones come out. Digital cameras come out. Everyone's taking pictures of this one.
Yeah, this is something I haven't seen this for years and years and years.
We had somebody break one about 10 years ago here at the Beach Ball Classic here in the convention center, and I believe Rasheed Wallace broke one back at Sac Castille years ago. But